Hello everyone. Today I want to show you how to fix the indicators on an old BMW E30. Now it's quite common for the indicators to go wrong on old cars, and this is exactly the case here. So on an old E30, the whole system consists of three parts that could go wrong. Actually four. So basically it's either your bulbs, which are the obvious ones, and that you can test by just pressing the hazard switch and seeing. See, they all go on. The bulbs on the actual dash go on, and then I've checked and the bulbs on the outside go on as well, so that's obviously not the problem here. Now if I just turn on the ignition here, if I turn to the right, the indicator works, but then to the left it doesn't. Now then, there are three components on the interior that could go wrong, of which I've already replaced two, and it hasn't fixed the problem so far. Basically that's your hazard switch, and I've replaced this already, and that hasn't fixed the problem. The hazard switch basically sends power to the indicator stalk and to the indicators themselves. So if that goes wrong, basically if you take out the hazard switch, the indicators won't work, and I'll show you that in a second. Then the relay, the actual flasher relay, which I can I have a spare one here, so I'll show you that right now. Here it is, and that's mounted somewhere here under this cover, and what it does, it actually produces the ticking sound, and it makes your indicators flash. And now my original one was actually weird and quite old and broken, so I've replaced it, and the new part is in, obviously. So now you, as you might be able to hear, it ticks at a very regular rate, as it should. And then the third part is the indicator stalk, which is practically the only real moving part, and so that's a part that I think is wrong on this car now, and that's what I'm going to be replacing. But I'll also show you in a second how to replace the hazard switch if that's the problem in your car. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so what you need to remove the hazard switch is you need to remove your audio head unit, or if your car is like this one and it doesn't have audio, then just remove the blanking plate with a non-marring tool set or a flat screwdriver. So I'll be back in a second once I've done that. There we go, I've removed the blanking plate, and now all you need to do is just push out from the back on the hazard switch. And I won't actually show you how to remove it because it's installed and it's functioning properly on my car. But there's, this is the hazard switch itself, and that's the adapter that it plugs into. So it's a really easy swap, and then once you're done, you just push it back in and reinstall your blanking plate, which goes in like so. And now that that's done, if the hazard switch was the problem, that should be fixed on your car. Okay, next I'll show you how to get to the what's it called, the indicator switch and the flasher relay. And for that you need to remove the steering wheel, which I'll show you how to do just now. Okay, now what you need to remove your steering wheel is again either a flat head screwdriver or a non-marring pry bar set, and you'll need a 22mm hex socket, which you can get from any hardware store, and you can either use a socket wrench, or as I have here, this is a sliding T-bar. So first you need to remove the BMW emblem from here, and okay, this is much easier to do with a flathead screwdriver, to be honest, and it's not like you're gonna damage anything by doing so, but I don't have one around now, so I'll have to deal with what I have. And now you want to pry from the side first, because the ridges on the badge which hold it into the steering wheel, they're on the top and bottom, so you don't want to pry there, you want to pry from the sides, okay? And now that that's done, let me take the camera off the tripod for a second. You have access to the nut that holds the steering wheel onto the column, and so a 22 millimeter socket fits right over that, and I'll be back in a second once I unscrew the steering wheel. Okay, now once you've unscrewed the nut and removed the washer that's under the nut, first of all you want to keep those safe, because without them you will have no steering wheel. And then you want to make a mark with a permanent marker on the steering column to mark where the position of your steering wheel is, because otherwise that makes reinstallment a lot easier in the future. So then what you need to do is you need to turn your key. Basically now it's locked. Now the key is turned fully to anti-clockwise. You need to turn it to either the first or the second setting, so the accessory setting, and then that removes the steering wheel lock, and it slides right off. Okay, next you'll need to remove these plastic covers for the steering column, and basically there are two screws here, one here and one here, and there's another two screws, I don't know if you can see that, right under here, and they're all Phillips head screws, so just take a normal screwdriver and they'll come right off. Okay, so once you've removed the cover plate, that gives you access to the flasher relay, which is right here, and so that slides right out of the adapter, and you can, plug and play. Just take your new one and put it right in. Now to undo the indicator switch, I've just found that you actually need to take off this this other cover here, the under dash panel, because there's some wiring that goes deeper inside into the dash, which also needs to be changed with the indicator, so that's a bit annoying. Let me just show you what the new indicator looks like. So it's the here's the indicator, here's the part that mounts onto the steering column, and then as you can see there's a bunch of wiring in this adapter, and now this adapter, it actually plugs in to another wiring loom, which is much deeper inside the dash. Okay, so I've taken off the under dash panel, which is on the floor here now, and as you can see, here's the wiring that goes from the indicator to this adapter right here, and now you just need to pull that out. And there's also another adapter here which you need to pull out. And to undo the rest of the indicators, you need to, there's a screw right here, another Phillips head screw, and this is the ground for the indicator. So these are the two things that I'll need to undo right now, and I'll be back once I'm done. Okay, so I've undone the indicator, and one last thing that I forgot to mention is that there's a wire running to the horn connector right here, and that's another thing that you'll have to disconnect. So I'll be back in a second once I start reinstalling my new indicator. Okay guys, so I finally managed to get the adapter for the horn off. That was really quite difficult. I used some pliers, and first it just took the plastic off, and then had to take the son of a bitch off with pliers, like the actual metal part. Anyways, but on the bright side, I've installed the new one. Still haven't put the new horn adapter in, but if I turn the key to the accessory settings, the indicator now works on both sides, so that's fixed the problem for me. Again, as I've said, basically reinstalling everything is the reverse of what it was to take it off. But if you have problems with your indicators on your BMW E30, it's usually one of four things. It's either your bulbs that have burnt out, which can cause irregular flashing. Then it could be your hazard switch, your flasher relay, or the indicator switch, as it was in my case. But now everything's fixed, and I'll go ahead put everything back together. And so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to fix your indicators, and hopefully I could help some of you out there.